Next question would be from Governor Leo. Ticklish question.
One of the issues in Mindanao is resource allocation, specifically ERA. And I'd like to call on Mayor Roderick Furigay of Lamitan Basilan to ask questions pertaining this ERA problem.
Buenos días, Mr. Secretary.
También.
As stipulated in our local government code, the ERA sharing is 60-40. 40 goes to the LGU. If elected president, would you be willing to raise the share of LGUs to 50%? Second, if you are amenable, what is your basis on the 10% increase for LGU?
Right now, Mayor Origno, I'm really amenable to more resources for the local government. But changing the sharing immediately, I may have to study that more. I admit, I know I will be asked that question. But in conscience, I cannot give you a promise right now. Because I see also the needs of the national government where I sit. My department alone has an operating budget of $1.2 billion, the smallest, one of the smallest per population in the whole, and per percentage of GDP in the whole of whole of Southeast Asia. The education budget, where we need to re-engineer basic education, which will cost a lot of resources. No? It's not merely putting more school buildings, more teachers, but an increasingly technical curriculum for the basic education system. Social services, the conditional cash transfers that we give, particularly in Zamboanga del Norte and other provinces, which have been proven by economists of whatever political color to be very, very effective, because the money given in conditional cash transfers spurs microeconomic growth, microcredit facilities throughout these provinces. There are needs. Now perhaps as we evolve, for example, if we get in the soonest possible time physical peace in Mindanao, probably we would be able to increase the formula. I know the conditions in your municipality, in your city itself, and we would really want to give you additional resources. But every time there's a problem in Lamitan, can you realistically say that you will not call on me to help you out? Even though I capacitate you with 100% increase in your ERA, if there's trouble with the Abu Sayyaf in your city, you will always call on us. And we will have to use these resources to go to you. Naval, the Marines, and the social services that we have to give you. So this kind of balance has to be studied real well. And I don't think an outright promise of a fixed percentage of sharing will work. As soon as possible, we want to devolve all the basic services to local government units, because there is no strong state in the world where basic services are done by national government. But in certain areas, particularly in undeveloped or underdeveloped areas and areas within a state of conflict, there is no other choice but for the national government to do it. And this needs a lot of resources.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, Mayor Sonia Lorenzo from Luzon.
One of the obstacles in our performance of our duties are the national appointments in our area of the jurisdictions. So may I call on Mayor Roque Versosa Jr. of Tagudin, Ilocos Sur.
Morning, Mr. Secretary.
Magabigat tayo po.
How will you strengthen the accountability of national officials like the police, DepEd, and treasurers to local governments? Would you consider turning over the appointment and performance oversight of these officials of the local chief executive?
With national government officials with direct links to local government functions, for example, the police, there is already a balance in the Republic Act 8551 and previous and later on laws, where the local chief executive is given a choice of at least 3 names of who to appoint. And generally speaking, there is no police officer worth his salt, probably Mayor Flores can tell you too, that will not work in coordination with their local chief executives. However, there must be some. To me, I want, if I were to be in the position to give total leeway to the local chief executives and the provincial executives in choosing who their respective chiefs of police would be. However, the national government must retain the default power to revoke or remove an appointment in case, just as national government is checked, LGU should be checked, of abuse. There is always that possibility. And there's supposed to be some default valve or escape valve mechanism, which should be used in cases of a complaint, in cases of validated necessary reasons for doing so. It was the other portion, the accountability of national government officials. That accountability, principally in elective national government positions, would be your elections every 3 years, which can be changed. Now, if there is a different system of government where some national government executives, particularly in the cabinet, are elected members of a parliament too, it would be stronger. No? And of course, it's also the best part of public accountability is a non-state force, and that's called public opinion. And through the free media and the free press we have, I'm feeling it now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.